Hello, viewers! Welcome back to our channel, Walking Thoughts Nebraska. In continuation of our London adventure, we're hitting our next spot, which is the British Museum. As you may have noticed already, we like going to museums. Aside from hiking and aside from visiting new places, visiting the museums in the city that we're at, that's one of our favorite things to do. And so this is going inside the British Museum. There have been many things said about the collection here in the British Museum. Some countries have actually claimed on some of the artifacts that are here. We're going to show you what we're able to see, and then you can decide for yourself if these are supposed to be here in the British Museum, like this one, or need to go back to their own home countries. One of their most famous collection is the collection of the Egyptian antiquities. The British Museum actually houses the world's largest and most comprehensive collection of all Egyptian antiquities. There are over about 100,000 pieces. Their collection was really so immense that it ranges from different quality, different objects, different periods of every site and importance in the Egyptian and Sudanese history. They are every aspect of cultures of the Nile Valley from the pre-dynastic Neolithic period through the Coptic Christian times. This is one of their famous museums. As you can see, there are a lot of people here. The museum is free. You're able to get in here without paying anything. They do ask for donation. However, for you to be able to get in here, you need to be able to reserve your tickets online. We did ours just right before we flew into London, so we had our tickets for the day that we wanted it to be. Okay, back to the Egyptian antiquities. They have formed part of the British Museum collection ever since its foundation in 1753, after receiving 160 Egyptian objects from Sir Hans Sloane. After the defeat of the French forces under Napoleon at the Battle of the Nile in 1801, they increased their collection because the British Army confiscated the artifacts that they found and presented it to the British Museum in 1803. So you can see it here. They have the largest collection and they go rotate it as they see fit. Another large collection here in the British Museum is their comprehensive collections of antiquities from the classical world, mostly ranging the date of the beginning of the Greek Bronze Age. Now, it's been in the news that the Greeks have asked for their antiquities back, but it hasn't been returned. So you can decide that on your own. The Greek objects originate from across the ancient Greek world, from the mainland of Greece and the Aegean Islands to neighboring lands of the Asia Minor and Egypt in the Eastern Mediterranean. There are also some materials from the Roman Republic, but the collection's strength really is in its comprehensive array of objects across the Roman Empire, and you're going to see it here. The collection of ancient jewelry and bronzes and all of the displays, the mosaics as well, the Greek vase or the vases, they are once part of Sir William Hamilton's and Chivalry Durand's collections, but now are here housed in the British Museum. Roman glass, including the famous cameo glass, Portland vase, and Roman gold glass, they are also here. As you can see, there's vast collection here. Objects from this area of Greece and Rome are located throughout the museum, although many architectural monuments you're going to see here too. There are connecting galleries here, so you could go from one gallery to another, you're going to see it. Roman sculptures, many of which are copies of the Greek originals, are particularly well represented by this collection, as well as residual sculptures or other pieces that you can see here that they have collected over the years. The building is huge, and you're going to really see that different galleries have their different collections from around the world. Here, by the last years of the 19th century, the British Museum's collection had increased to the extent that its building was no longer large enough, so they have to keep on extending and expanding. The trustees purchased 69 houses surrounding the museums in 1895 with the intention of demolishing them and building around the west, north, and east side of the museum. Then they started that construction around 1906 and be able to keep on growing up to what we see it now today. So the museum today really preserves its universality in its collection and artifacts representing the cultures of the world, ancient and modern world. From the original 1753 collection, it's now grown to over 13 million objects that are here in the British Museum. And there's about another 70 million more in the Natural History Museum. That's the next museum that we're going to go to and share a video of. So watch out for that too. And then there are other collections that they put in the British Library. We were not able to go to the British Library, but we'll be able to show you this one, British Museum, and another video for the Natural History Museum. The British Museum also possesses the world's largest and most important collection of the Mesopotamian antiquities outside of Iraq. This collection of immense importance, the holdings of Assyrian sculptures, Babylonian and Sumerian antiquities, are among the most comprehensive in the world. These collections represent the civilizations of ancient Near East and its adjacent areas. These cover Mesopotamia, Persia, the Arabian Peninsula, Anatolia, the Caucasus, parts of Central Asia, Syria, the Holy Land, and Phoenician settlements in Western Mediterranean from prehistoric period to include objects from the 7th century. So you could see really there are lots of galleries and areas here that they just have multiple collections of different things, and there may be quite a number of people, but because it is so large, you're able to see what you want, and you could go to areas like these are their areas of print. And from Asian too, like that's the Japanese collection. This is their most more quiet area here in the museum. This is one of the areas for their Asian art and sculpture. So this is their Japanese area. There are some collections here, and there are less people here. So we're going to stay here more so that we could relax and really read through what these artifacts are. We want to say thank you for joining us in all of our adventures, whether that's hiking or a museum adventure, such as this one. Remember to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and notification bell as well. That way, whenever we have a new video, you'll be updated. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us. Bye.